Welcome back to Plays with Power Tools. Today's episode is going to be a little different. I am in full-blown nesting mode at the moment. I'm pretty sure that labor is imminent. This baby is coming very soon. And so in an effort to stock up my freezer with healthy meals, I've done a little research. And today I'm going to be basically preparing a bunch of freezer meals that I can cook in the Instant Pot, so I can make sure that I'm sticking to some good nutrition once baby comes, and it's just gonna make our life so much easier. So I'm gonna get this stuff unloaded. Most of it, actually all of this stuff that I got today is just for these freezer meals, so I'm just gonna put all them on the counter, put my bags away, and I'll meet you back here in a second. These recipes are mostly for like the meat portion, so I'm making a couple soups and a couple like stewed meats that you'll actually put with like fresh vegetables. So like the main part of the dish is already done and you just throw it in the Instant Pot, but then you add your steamed broccoli or your, you know, whatever is gonna go with it. All right, I'm gonna put these bags up and get going on this. Two of the dishes I'm making are chicken based. So on my meat cutting board, I am just gonna chunk up these boneless skinless thighs and some boneless skinless breasts so that they're ready to go. And then I will wash my knife and my hands and get going on the rest of it. So to start this off, I'm just adding half the chicken to my already labeled Ziploc bag. And once I'm done with that, I wash my hands and switch to my vegetable cutting board. So we have an onion going in this, and then also garlic. I pretty much double the amount of garlic in every recipe just because I like it. Next up, I'm adding a cup of frozen sweet corn. Next up, I'm going to drain a can of green chilies. If you blink, you'll miss it. And I'm also rinsing and draining a can of Great Northern white beans. I'm throwing in a little bit of coconut milk that I had left over from another recipe. And then I'm gonna add, let's see, this is oregano. It looks like next we have some salt. All of my pre-packaged or canned items I purchase with no salt added, so that I can know exactly how much salt I'm putting in something. Then we're doing cumin and black pepper. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I add, on my own accord, some cayenne because I feel like this should have a little heat. The last ingredient is a no salt added chicken bone broth, and I've read that this stuff is like the elixir of life if you're trying to heal from being ill or from giving birth. Yeah, bone broth is some really good stuff. All right, this was so easy. So I just mix it up in the bag, get any air bubbles out, and toss it in the freezer. This is something that I would serve with a bunch of fixins like sour cream, cilantro, lime juice, avocado. Anything like that would make this just a really delicious meal. All right, I love spicy dishes, and this has got it all. So first thing, I'm just throwing my chicken in there, then I'm gonna go wash my hands and get all my ingredients ready. This one's gonna be spicy. First up is an onion. And then I'm gonna rinse and drain these chickpeas. Okay. This recipe gets some tomato paste, and then also a can of tomato sauce. Again, all of my canned goods I purchase with no salt added. That way I can really control the amount of sodium in each dish. We are a low sodium household, and that's how I'm able to still add salt to these meals, because there's no hidden salt in any of our ingredients. Next, I'm putting in a can of unsweetened, full-fat coconut milk. This is just to add a richness and a creaminess. Also, I need lots of nice, healthy fats. All right, hang on to your seats because there's a lot of spices in this. We've got garam masala. Next up is turmeric, which has a lot of really great health benefits. So, really happy that's in there. Next up is garlic powder. Then we have onion powder. This is ground ginger. Really getting to the bottom of the container there. I also go ahead and add some fresh ginger to this, just because I know how great ginger tastes and how good it is for you. So a little extra is not gonna hurt here. Next up is ground coriander. Then we have a little bit of cumin. Here I'm adding my salt. Then black pepper. And last but not least, red pepper flakes. Right, she's ready to get mixed up and go in the freezer. This I would serve over rice with cilantro, maybe some lime, sliced jalapeno. These are some of my favorite types of chicken dishes to have because when you pressure cook them, the meat becomes so tender and flavorful. It's really delicious. Okay, beef and broccoli. This I'm actually not going to put any broccoli in because I prefer fresh roasted broccoli, so this is just going to be the meat portion of the dish. And it is actually using stew meat, so pretty tough meat, but once it goes in the pressure cooker, it's going to get really tender and fall apart. Just like every other recipe I'm doing, we have an onion. Can you really make anything without an onion? And then I'm also adding garlic as well. Again, we're doing the ginger. You may have noticed a trend here. Not only do I like ginger, but it has a lot of really great properties that aid in digestion, and being that my insides have been or will have been rearranged, I think that might be beneficial. So I'm adding less sodium soy sauce. I have to adapt my recipes because soy sauce has a lot more salt than we can really allow in our diet, so I have to reduce the amount. No big deal. I'm also using no salt added chicken stock. At this point, I've run out of bone broth. Then I'm adding some toasted sesame oil. Use this stuff sparingly. It is really powerfully flavored. Then I'm using unseasoned rice wine vinegar for a little bit of tang. Lastly, I have some raw sugar, and this dish would actually, the sauce would need to be thickened once the beef is cooked. So I might add a little cornstarch slurry to it to add a kind of a stickiness to the sauce, and then I would mix it with my roasted broccoli and serve it over rice. It's gonna be so delicious. First things first, I'm labeling my bag, and then I am going to chunk up this 3-pound chuck roast. I'll remove any like big giant chunks of fat that I find, but I'm gonna leave a lot of the fat as well because it, you know, tastes good. I just added my salt. This also gets pepper. I have already put 2 bay leaves into the bag as well. Then we have cumin, oregano, this is actually ground clove, which I think is probably going to be delicious in this. Chipotle powder, I add a little bit of chili powder, measuring with my heart, as they say. And then we get to the garlic. In this recipe, it's gonna cook for a while, so I'm not mincing the garlic like I have for the others. I'm just gonna slice it. Next up, I'm adding some apple cider vinegar. I always get the stuff with the mother in it, which is kind of like the weird fermented goo at the bottom. That stuff's really good for you. Last but not least, I'm adding the juice of 2 limes. This dish could be served like a myriad of ways. You could use the shredded beef to make burritos. You could just serve it with rice and beans. I think I'm gonna make fajitas out of it and saute an onion and peppers, and just with all the lettuce and cheese and, you know, fixins you would have with fajitas. But this is something that will be so good left over. You can make multiple meals out of it. Here I am chunking up a giant pork shoulder. This one has the bone in. I was looking for boneless but couldn't find it. But since I have that bone, it's gonna be great flavor. So I'm actually going to leave that in with the rest of the meat. I just want to make the other pieces of pork smaller so that they'll cook in the right amount of time. And then once this is actually done pressure cooking, the meat actually is shredded, mixed with a little bit of lime juice and some butter, and then it goes in the oven to get crispy on top. This is gonna be delicious as is, just served with some rice and beans, a little, you know, fresh salsa. I'm getting very hungry, as you can tell. So for the seasonings in this, we are doing chili powder first. Next, I'm going to add some ground cumin. Then we have garlic powder, black pepper, and of course salt. I'm also adding the juice of a lime. And last but not least, I am juicing an entire orange. It yields about half a cup of juice. And this is, yeah, major flavor bomb for these carnitas. Oops, got a little spillage because remember that sharp bone is in there. No matter, I just double bag it and call it a day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a really long one, but maybe one that you'll find useful if you're interested in cooking at all, or if you have a new Instant Pot and you don't know what to do with it. While I clean the kitchen in hyperdrive, I just want to thank you guys for sticking around for all this. I've managed to get so many meals prepped. Our freezer is totally stocked at this point, and I feel like we're ready. As many things as I can do to simplify life before this baby comes. I think it's going to be really helpful. And yeah, so I'm running out of things to do. If you have any ideas for, things that might be helpful to a new mom to prep ahead of time, let me know. Drop me a line in the comments. I really appreciate it.